In this video, we will add and subtract rational expressions. To start, so that we understand how to add and subtract rational expressions with variables, I'm going to choose instead to do a rational expression that involves numbers, only numbers. So I'm going to start with 3/8 plus 1/6. Now, most of us recognize right away we would try to find a common denominator and then add the two fractions. What I'm going to do is a slightly longer process that will help explain why we do what we do for the rational expressions that have variables. So 3/8, what I'm going to do is break that down into prime factors. I'm talking about my denominator. So 8 is 2 times 2 times 2. 1/6 becomes 1/3 times 2. And this is really what you're doing when you find a common denominator. It's just that we're all smart enough to do a lot of this in our head. So we have to understand what we have in common. We have factors, two common factors, or a set of common factors, which is 2. And then we have to understand what we're missing. So we have a 3 with the 1/6, but we don't with the 3/8. So I need to multiply by 3/3. And we don't want to change the fraction, so we need to multiply it by a value over itself. So we're really just multiplying it by 1 to get an equivalent fraction. So now I want to look at the 1/8, and it looks like I have not just 1 2, but 3 2's, and I need 2 more 2's with my 1/6. So 2 times 2 in my numerator and 2 times 2 in my denominator. This will result in 9/3 times 2 times 2 times 2 plus 4/3 times 2 times 2 times 2, which is a result of 13/3 times 2 times 2 times 2, which we don't typically write as 3 times 2 times 2 times 2. So we would then change that into 13/24. We will now transition that into expressions that have variables. For these two expressions, we'll do the same thing. We're going to look at what we have and what we are missing. So if you look at the left fraction, looks like I have x minus 1, but I don't have that on the right fraction. So I'm going to multiply it by x minus 1. And remember, what you do to the numerator, you do to the denominator. In the second fraction, I have x plus 2, and I'm missing that in the first fraction, so I must multiply the numerator and denominator by x plus 2. From here, in the numerator, we can go ahead and distribute. So you will have 4x plus 8 over x plus 2 times x minus 1. Minus, I'm going to distribute again, so 2 times x minus 2 times 1, which is 2, over x plus 2 and x minus 1. From here, I will combine the numerator, the like terms of the numerator, and the denominator will stay the same. So the denominator is x plus 2 times x minus 1, just like you would with numerical values. 4x minus 2x will be 2x, and 8 minus a negative 2 will be plus 10. Now notice the double negative, that's why I added the 8 plus 2. Now this is one form of your solution. You could also FOIL the denominator to get another form. You could also factor the GCF from the numerator here. So 2 times the quantity x plus 5 over x plus 2 times x minus 1. You really just need to know whether... You will need to be careful of what form that your teacher or the software that you're using will want. So be mindful of the instructions, whether it wants this form right here, this form right here, or in fact, if they want you to FOIL distribute the denominator so that you have a quadratic trinomial. For the second problem, you'll notice though that I have quadratic terms in my denominator, which means the first thing we need to do is to factor this. So I need to factor that denominator to get an equivalent expression. So the numerator will still be 4x, but the denominator will be x minus 2 and x plus 2. Likewise, for the second fraction, the numerator stays the same. The denominator will be x plus 3 and x minus 2. Now notice that I have a common factor already. I have an x minus 2 with both denominators. but I am missing an x plus 2 in the numerator, in the second fraction, so I will multiply by x plus 2 over x plus 2. And I'm missing in the left fraction an x plus 3, so I will need to multiply by x plus 3 over x plus 3. This will produce 4x squared plus 12x for your numerator, and then you have x plus 3 times x minus 2 times x plus 2 for your denominator. We are adding, and we again distribute to the numerator, so it will become 2x plus 4 over x plus 3, x minus 2, and x plus 2. From here, we do like we did in the last problem, which is combine like terms. So 4x squared, there is no like term with that, so that is what it is. It remains the same. 12x plus 2x is 14x, and so we have nothing to add on the left fraction, the left rational expression, part of the rational expression, to 4, so that remains plus 4. The denominator, again, will be x plus 3 times x minus 2 times x plus 2.
Use your brain!